Yong.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Yong here. Now recently, Kotaku has reported new information regarding the PlayStation 4 from what they claim to be a reliable source. So let's start with its name. According to their source, the name or code name of the next generation PlayStation is known as PlayStation ORBIS. To further add credibility to this name, leaked images from a design firm known as Coke Design were labeled illustrations and sketches for new PlayStation ORBIS features. The pictures have been removed from the website since, but Kotaku managed to pick these pictures up before they were deleted. And here is what they look like, but just a fair warning, these pictures may contain disturbing content. Sony, please do not go down this path. Just give us hardcore gamers what we want. But I mean, I'm not too worried because this is not the official controller or anything, it's just a feature that the console will have. Now, according to the source, it is planned to be released in holidays of 2013, which even further adds credibility because PlayStation 3 released around that time years back. One thing to note about the word Orbis is that it is also Latin like the word Vita, so it may be that both of these consoles will interact with each other in more ways than not. Now it may also mean that the Orbis is the final name for the PlayStation 4, although honestly I am good with just PlayStation 4. So fingers crossed it is just a code name, but who knows. Some details about the specs have also been released as well. Now keep in mind that even if these were true, the specs are bound to change as new dev kits are developed as the months go by. So here are the details. So the processor is an AMD X64 CPU, while the graphics chip is an AMD Southern Islands GPU. Now for those who aren't familiar with the terms Southern Islands, it is the name given to a lot of the high-end AMD GPUs for 2012. Now the rumor is that the Orbis can display games at resolutions up to 4096 by 2160. I mean, holy shit! That's essentially HD times 4. It is also the emerging standard resolution for professional cinema, and the resolution type is known as 4K, which is essentially the next generation after high definition. So either 4K TVs are beginning to emerge to replace HD TVs, or you will be in need of local IMAX theaters and hope that they'll lend you some of their equipment to take full advantage of this console. Good luck! Well, the machine can also supposedly play games in 3D in 1080p resolution, and for those wondering why that's a big deal, the PS3 can barely manage to play 3D games at 720p, so developers already have dev kits in their hands and have had them since the beginning of this year, and are constantly getting new and improved kits. So if the release date really is holidays of 2013, then developers are pretty good shape, because now they have a lot of time to develop these games. Now, all those details are exciting and all, but there are some bad news. First of all, Kotaku's sources states that the Orbis is not backwards compatible, to which I say, what the second? You know those rumors about next-gen consoles trying to evade sales of used games? Well, here's how that's working out. According to the source, there are two ways to get your retail games. So one of those ways is through the PlayStation Network, and these include the smaller PSN exclusive games as well as full retail games. So these are already attached to your console. Now the second way is of course by buying these discs themselves. And for those wondering what type of discs the Orbis will be using, the source states it will continue using Blu-ray, and well, which even by today's standards, they have a ton of space. But here's the catch. Once you buy your disc, once you insert this disc into your console, it will become attached and locked to one PlayStation Network account. After that's done, you can either play the game from the disc, save the whole thing to your hard drive, and or even mark it as downloaded, so that if you lose it or something, you can just download it online. But the whole point is, after that process, that disc cannot be used with any other account. So what if you decide to trade in your disc? Well, according to the source, retailers will be more limited in terms of what they can do. So although not much has been detailed, that's essentially what it is. And should you decide to buy a used disc game, the content in there will be limited. So it will be more like a trial version of the game, and you'll be forced to pay an extra fee to unlock the full retail version of that used game. So, you know, if this turns out to be true, it is horseshit. I mean, this means that those who own a PS Orbis with multiple accounts will have to buy separate games to play their own accounts, in their own accounts that is. Also, if you want to lend the game to a fellow friend, you can't do that, sorry. Furthermore, not all of us have the money to buy every single freaking game new, which is why we sell our old ones, to raise the money to buy more games. Also, what's gonna happen to game rental companies like GameFly? What's gonna happen to their services? We should have the right to buy, sell, lend, and handle our own belongings as we please, but apparently Sony doesn't think so, and apparently neither does Microsoft through their Xbox. This method is essentially turning discs into services like Steam and Origin, where everything is attached to your account. There's a reason why us gamers like to have physical copies on our hands. Okay, got that out of the way, but anyways, what I have to emphasize is that these are all rumors and speculations, so for all we know, none of this is true, and even if it is, things are bound to change as time goes by. So just remember, keep an open mind. So, that is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe to my personal channel, Yong, whose link you can find on the description below and at the end of this video. There you will also find my personal Let's Plays, mod updates, reviews, and other gaming content. And of course, for more gaming coverage in general, just be sure to subscribe to TGN. Thank you very much, and Yong out!
Subscribe!